I have a van. It's a Toyota Sienna. It's dropped on coilovers. It has 22-inch rims. You know, it's a pretty good looking car. I like it a lot. I like driving it. It's comfortable. This is a Maserati Ghibli. I don't really have any two-door cars except for my commuter cars. Even in this car, I have car seats. Check that out, guys. So this is what happens when you have young kids. Your cars just get messed up. You can't do nothing about it. One of the reasons I like the Expedition so much, this is the EL version, the long version. I think the new ones, they call it the max versions, but it has a full-size trunk. Let me show you. It has a full-size trunk even with the third row seat up. The reason why I didn't modify this car is because it's comfortable as is. I drive to the desert with this a lot. You can see the KO2s on it. I love those tires. Before, I used to get a lot of flats. I'd hit something on the side of the freeway and, you know, like a nail or something, and once I got these, I stopped getting those flats. Never put in air. It holds air really well. I put it to about 45 psi since sometimes I tow a trailer and it holds 45 psi for years. I check it every so often and it never dropped. For those of you who know, this is just a commuter car. It gets me on carpool, so I love this car. Usually I drive this car to work, and you know, one day I had to drop off the kids at school and I drove the Sienna into work, and I met this guy. He has a STI that's modified, and he's really passionate about cars, and one of the major concerns was if he's gonna have a kid and he's worried that he needs to sell his car and get a uncool van or something like that, a SUV. He didn't know I had a bunch of kids. I have 3 kids. You know, he was just asking me how it rides. If it was me, would I sell the STI and get a van? My answer to his question was, you can get away with driving any car. The STI would work fine. The only problem you would have is if your suspension is too stiff. I have Megan coilovers, and in the rears, I didn't have it at the softest settings. My daughter stopped falling asleep on long drives, and one day I sat in the back on the third row seat with her and realized the suspension was really harsh. I changed the settings to the softest settings and she falls asleep now, no problem at all. When you have 2 kids, 3 kids, that's when it starts getting inconvenient to drive smaller cars, or they get older. My middle boy, he's in softball, so we lug around a lot of gear, bats, seats, umbrellas, whatever, to go to his game and be comfortable in. But if you're just gonna have 1 kid, personally, as long as it can fit a stroller in the trunk and a bag, you're fine. You'll be okay. You can get away with it. Once you're a car guy, you'll always be a car guy. You don't have to give up your passion. It's cars. It's, you know, how can you not love them? Here's the Project GSR. We just bought cams for it. We got some Skunk 2 stage 1 cams. I don't drive this car much. It ran out of battery, so I put a battery tender on it and it's charging it up. I don't know, it was still around like 12 volts. It was pretty low. As you guys know, that a fully charged battery would be like 12.6 volts, but I think it went to like 11.9 or something like that. This is something I just drive at nights just to mess around. This is going to be a turbo project, but as you can see, I haven't washed this in forever. And look at this paint. Look at this. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go get this painted or wrapped or something. We got to do something about this. This is original paint from 1999.